So if you're my true fan and supporter, you know that I've been in hermit mode for a long time. And if y'all don't know, I've always been interested in tarot, and I dabble in watching videos on YouTube from time to time when I was still educating myself, when the whole world had us thinking that this was demonic to try to tap into spirituality and connect with the ethers or your ancestors or what may have you. So, of course, because I do celebrity news, I was interested in trying to read some of my celebrity topics. And so today, I just wanted to share this little practice video for y'all to see what we got from the cards. So I already had started pulling some cards, and I had got the Page of Swords, and this is my first time, y'all, so I'm really just trying to teach myself how to read the cards. And this doesn't mean that anything is accurate, because it's just really all about what you believe in. It's, we listen and we don't judge. The Page of Swords, I've been learning, is basically like someone who is looking back on something, or more so invested in something. Blogs, the fans, and the supporters looking back on the downfalls of NBA Youngboy and his wife Jazlyn Mychelle. This card, I've been learning, is basically like the Six of Wands, and it sometimes mean, well, it most times always means like victory. Like it's him, he's riding in, and these are all the people who's riding in cheering him on or whatever, and that's his crown up there on the top of his head, and it's basically like he's victorious for something. But when it shows or comes out in the reverse, basically means that something is failing. And so in the sense that we're talking about NBA Youngboy and his wife Jazlyn Mychelle, that their relationship or their marriage could be failing. And so the Page of Swords is basically the fans and the supporters, the blogs, everybody, the whole world, all the paparazzi and everybody spying in on the failures of NBA Youngboy's polygamy style relationships with his baby mamas and all of these new girls coming in, and his marriage not being successful, but his empire still being intact, everything still being good, him still winning and breaking generational curses, with everything going on. Then I was asking for more energy on the Page of Swords, and the Queen of Swords popped out, and this was basically giving Jazlyn's energy of just feeling all of the negative blowback from the failed marriage, and the blogs and the fans and the supporters looking in on everything that got something to do with NBA Youngboy and his empire, and how she just is stuck. She don't know what to do. She don't know what to say, how to like defend herself or protect herself, and she just kind of feel numb, like her mind is clouded. And then the next card I pulled was the Four of Wands in reverse. And they said in my tarot book that this card basically means victory, celebration, happiness, marriage, like party, happiness. And then they say like you have to always pay attention to the background of the card, because it could be like yellow, blue, or red. And because it's yellow, it means like happiness and stuff. But it came out in the reverse, so that basically means like with the Page of Swords being so invested in everything that's going on with them, they're also able to see what's going on behind closed doors, and that the marriage doesn't appear as if they would like it to in the public eye, because it's showing out in the reverse. So I just kind of took that as Michelle is in a mental fog because she's not happy at home, because they're basically staying in a glass house because of the fans and the supporters looking back on their failed marriage, because of NBA Youngboy and everything he's doing to keep his empire and his pentacles rolling in, even though Jazlyn Mychelle is miserable at home. The Six of Pentacles in reverse could also mean like their marriage is failing and like the mask is falling off. that the facade that they're trying to put on for the fans and supporters in the media basically isn't really what's going on behind closed doors, and it's all a ploy to make NBA Youngboy look good, even though Jazlyn Mychelle is miserable. And I'm learning that the background of the cards also means something, because that just means that, like, blue means emotional and grief type thing. So, like, the fans and supporters could be emotionally invested, and the Six of Wands being in the reverse just means that the marriage is not, like, they're not happy in the marriage, and the blue over here just means that Jazlyn has been in her feelings and emotions a lot, allegedly. So when I asked for more clarification on the Four of Wands in reverse and what's going on behind closed doors, they brought out the Justice card in the upright, which basically means that something of a legal stature is going on, something to do with court or a ruling. And I'm thinking here that it could be Jazlyn most likely contemplating about a divorce. And I'm learning that when justice comes out in the upright, that usually means that something will be fair. It'll be a fair outcome, even if it's not what they both want. Because if it came out in the reverse, that means it wouldn't go somebody's way, or it would go against something. But it came out this way. And then when I asked for clarification, it gave me the Ten of Swords, and it also gave me the Four of Pentacles. And basically, since it's no happiness behind closed doors, there's gonna be justice, a divorce, some legal fairness in the situation. I'm thinking Jazlyn Mychelle's been hurt too many times. She's over it. There's no fixing the marriage. There's no going back. And that they are focused on getting everything they can out of the situation. Rather, it's a settlement, or no longer focused on a happy marriage, love, or union, but more so focused on what they can get out the situation as far as monetary resources for herself and the kids. And clearly, this reading got out of hand, y'all, because I am, well, I'm not confused. I know what's going on, but it's like, how am I going to make it make sense for y'all? When I asked for more information on the Ten of Swords as well as the Four of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands came out. And that basically means that Jazlyn's going to have everything that she wants. Like, she can create all the creativity, be who she wants to be, start her own estate empire for her and her children and her family, and be her own generational curse breaker in her lineage. And that basically after she accomplishes this, that she will move full force with the chariot into the world, where she's dancing in the middle of the world card and having her way. I asked for more clarification on the Four of Wands in the reverse and what was going on behind closed doors in NBA Youngboy and Jazlyn Mychelle's home. And it gave me the moon, basically saying that there are a lot of things going on in the shadows, and a lot going on with NBA Youngboy's polygamy style relationships, as well as a lot of bait and trapping with the money. He's using the money to control agendas with different women and what. I also asked for more information about the King of Pentacles energy, and the King of Pentacles basically is NBA Youngboy and his empire. They said that nothing would change for him once Jazlyn Mychelle got her justice, her Ace of Wands, in the world. That NBA Youngboy will still be a star, and that basically this is meant to happen in the timeline in order to help start to heal. How this card is someone pouring water into a lake and also pouring water into nature. It's like Jazlyn Mychelle finally gets to escape and go and live her life, while NBA Youngboy gets to heal and go on his new path as well. I then pulled the Four of Cups in the upright, which basically means NBA Youngboy is bored. He's bored with his life. He's tired of looking at these same three cups. I'm thinking this is Jania Mychelle, Jazlyn Mychelle, and just the internet gossip and blogs about the dynamic in between this three-way love affair, and how the ethers, how the spirit and divine source is trying to offer NBA Youngboy a fourth cup, but he's ignoring it. Asked Spirit to give me clarification on what they were trying to give NBA Youngboy that he was ignoring. And they said it was basically the Queen of Pentacles they were trying to give to him. When I asked for more information on the Queen of Pentacles, the Three of Cups in the reverse popped out. And that basically, Spirit was basically trying to say that as soon as all of the women involved must cut off the sisterhood or the competition in this scenario in order to become the Queen of Pentacles. I also asked my cards, why did the King of Pentacles marry the Queen of Swords in Jazlyn Mychelle? And they basically told me that NBA Youngboy was tired of being in hermit mode by giving me the Hermit in reverse. That he didn't necessarily marry Jazlyn Mychelle to get off house arrest, that he more so married her to suffice his emotional state of mind. That he was tired of being alone at the top, and he thought that she could help him, that she could help heal him. And because of everything that's been going on in the shadows behind closed doors, Jazlyn Mychelle is just over it. With, you see all of these swords and stuff in her back. She's just been hurt so many times, betrayed so many times, so many women, so many babies, so many lies, so many everything. And that's where the Justice card comes in, because of the fans, the supporters, and the blogs, and how her marriage fell apart, and how what's going on behind closed doors, as well as everything that's happening in the shadows, how NBA Youngboy is using his money to control the dynamic. The moon also represents gaslighting energy, and the fact that Jazlyn Mychelle could be in this mental fog with the Queen of Swords because of the labyrinth of secrets that the King of Pentacles has going on behind closed doors in their home, in the shadows of the moon. While the King of Pentacles tries to make this whole situation with his marriage and the Queen of Swords look solid, the moon actually gives it up, that it's all a mirage. The moon is basically letting us know that there are things going on behind closed doors, such as his polygamy style lifestyle and or legal battles that the public does not see. I ain't gonna get too much into DeJounte Murray, but I did ask to for Spirit to show me the energy surrounding the King of Pentacles, which would be NBA Youngboy, as well as DeJounte Murray, and the Emperor popped out in the upright, as well as the Temperance in the reverse. And that basically means that the egos are clashing. NBA Youngboy's ego as well as DeJounte Murray's ego are clashing over Jania Mychelle, y'all. And basically, they are not getting along behind closed doors, to say the least. The Magician card popped out when I asked for more information and energy surrounding NBA Youngboy, as well as Jania Mychelle and his wife Jazlyn Mychelle, and that's when the Magician card popped out, and that basically states that he is the master of his own reality, that he is creating this reality between Jania Mychelle and Jazlyn Mychelle, and that's why the Three of Swords popped out in the reverse, y'all. I basically asked the cards what was the energy surrounding Jania Mychelle and DeJounte, and the Death card popped out in the reverse, and that was basically insinuating that DeJounte needs to let Jania Mychelle transform into who she is and stop trying to force her to be what he wants her to be. Because ultimately, he doesn't want to lose Jania Mychelle to NBA Youngboy because of this ego war that they have going on back and forth. And basically, because of the situation going on with Dejounte Murray and Jania Mychelle, he has her in the Page of Pentacles in reverse. She's not getting all that's due to her because of his influence over her. I asked for clarification on the Page of Pentacles in reverse, and I received the Nine of Swords in reverse. Nine of Swords is basically the end of a nightmare for Jania Mychelle. And when I asked for clarification on that, they gave me the Strength card. And the Strength card basically shows Jania Mychelle with her hands on the lion's mouth, y'all. The lion allegedly represents the men in Jania Michelle's life, as well as the public drama surrounding it all. Jania Mychelle is no longer being eaten by the stress of the internet drama between Dejounte Murray and NBA Youngboy. This Strength card shows that she is the one in control of the situation and managing it with grace and patience rather than loud internet beef. Jania Mychelle is taming the devil and the fake pages by not giving the internet the reaction it wants. Or in other words, giving the King of Pentacles, NBA Youngboy, the reaction he wants. This lets us know Jania Mychelle isn't just escaping the toxic situation in between Dejounte and NBA Youngboy. She's mastering it. It's giving Jania Mychelle has tamed the beast. I also asked that once NBA Youngboy and his wife Jazlyn Mychelle had got the divorce, would Jania Mychelle step into the role of Queen of Swords? And it basically gave me these two cards, the Knight of Swords in reverse and the Empress in reverse. And Spirit was basically letting me know that as long as NBA Youngboy stays in this reverse state of mind, moody, emotional, inconsistent, using his money and his influence over these women to keep them off balance in his life, that Jania Mychelle will not be able to become NBA Youngboy's wife.